Good morning, Brandon. Yes, new state law will change how you buy and sell cars, specifically about how they're registered here at the dealership. Now, starting today, when you buy a car at the dealership, you'll be given a metal plate. Until your registration sticker arrives, you'll have to keep your buyer's plate receipt in your car to verify the purchase and pending registration, just in case you're pulled over. The Texas DMV says it's been shipping plates to dealerships since May and offering training sessions. If a dealership runs out, they could give temporary metal plates for private party sales. The process will remain the same, with sellers removing license plates when they deliver the vehicle to the buyer. Now, state lawmakers are hoping the policy will reduce fraud and improve customer service. If you have a paper license plate on your vehicle right now, that will expire at the end of September. Reporting live in Dallas, I'm Peyton May for Good Day.
Well, Lauren, the arrest warrant in this case tells us who police took into custody after this, as Brandon noted, very unusual low-speed chase. Now, he's identified as 57-year-old James Williamson of Cypress, Texas, northwest of Houston. Police say early Monday morning, Williamson was behind the wheel of a disabled SUV that was being chased at a low speed by Dallas police and Dallas Fire Rescue. DFR had originally responded to a report of a Jeep Grand Wagoneer in the Oaklawn area that had stopped and was smoking and possibly on fire. Firefighters noted that the front left wheel was folded over and the airbags had been deployed. Firefighters went to check on the driver, and that's when police say he drove off and that slow-speed pursuit began. The disabled SUV was tipping up on its nose and was throwing sparks. DFR called Dallas police to assist. The driver eventually pulled into a parking lot off of North Stemmons Freeway. In the arrest warrant, police noted he had slurred speech and told officers he had 4 to 5 beers an hour earlier. He was arrested for DWI. Williamson told police he was the coach of a youth volleyball club that was in Dallas for a tournament. Live at DPD headquarters, Dan Godwin on Good Day.
A father and daughter who fell overboard on a Disney cruise are headed home tonight.
One fell overboard.
And then daddy went in.
Jumped overboard after her. They were rescued yesterday. Passengers on the ship say the dad jumped to save his daughter after she fell. Fox's Mike Emanuel has a story.
Passengers capturing the dramatic rescue of 2 overboard cruise ship guests, said to be a father and his young daughter. Crew from the ship's Disney Dream rescue team seen scooping the pair up out of the water and returning them to safety.
Well, we saw the rescue mission. They were very efficient. I mean, we saw them pull the dad and child out of the water within a couple of minutes on a rescue boat and bring them back to the ship.
The incident happened Sunday as the ship was returning to Port Everglades after a 4-night cruise to the Bahamas. Passengers say the girl fell overboard first from the 4th deck, her father jumping in after her. Fellow passengers and people on social media are now calling the dad fearless and a hero.
We noticed the ship turned around, actually, and then the rescue boats were in. It was moments.
How the girl initially fell is still being investigated. The ship has plexiglass blocking the railings on decks.
On the speaker, they just told us everything was okay, and they didn't tell us much information, truthfully.
The pair reportedly spent 20 minutes in the sea, the father holding his daughter before being pulled to safety.
Just a huge sigh of relief. It could have been a lot worse.
As the investigation continues into how this happened, Disney officials are commending crew members for their exceptional skills and prompt actions, and say this incident highlights the effectiveness of their safety protocols. In Washington, Mike Emanuel, Fox News.
Telling the truth and sharing it all. We got TMZ's Michael Babcock live in Los Angeles with some of the Hollywood headlines. Let's go ahead and start with Sean Diddy Combs' trial. What's going on? What's the latest?
Morning, Lauren. Jury deliberations started yesterday morning after they received instructions. It was I guess if you thought it was going to be a quiet day, and the next thing that we would hear was that they had reached a verdict, and we would obviously find out Diddy's fate at that moment. That wasn't the case. So the day essentially starts, Lauren, about an hour or so into these deliberations. The judge gets a note from the jury that says that one of the jurors is, they believe the collective group does, that this person cannot follow directions. They can't follow the judge's instructions. So that happens. I mean, it's not clearly not an unintelligent person. He's a 51-year-old guy with a PhD in molecular biology. So what exactly the issue was is unclear. So that happens. The judge says, get back in there and keep talking. They then send two notes out later on in the day, about 10 minutes before 5 o'clock, and essentially one of the notes asks a question on clarification about the drug distribution. If somebody were to give drugs to another person, that they asked for is that distribution. So they were asking for some clarification there. They also then said, hey, we're going home at 5 o'clock. So they went home. They are now back there deliberating again. Day two, we'll see. They are obviously hopeful to get a verdict before the holiday weekend, but is that possible? I'm not so sure.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's talk about Khloe Kardashian. I found this interesting because she basically, people were talking about her, and she finally was like, hey, let me set the record straight. What happened?
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. And I don't know, Kylie Jenner, her sister, recently, made a revelation about some work that she had gotten done. And so I don't know if that's the inspiration here. But yeah, there was a doctor who put a video up who was essentially speculating on work that Khloe might have had done. And she said, yeah, no need to speculate here. And she essentially just lists everything. And she tags the doctors, or she tags the trainers, whoever happened to work on, that particular body part. She starts with the nose job, and I suppose it's not a whole bunch of work. It's more treatments, like I've got Botox, I got a laser treatment, I did that, and I suppose she's kind of laying it all out there for people to see. So if fan thinks she's all natural, then obviously she says, hey, this is what I've had done, and so it's not unrealistic to think that it was all natural. She says, yeah, I had some help.
Yeah, and lost 80 pounds in the process too, which I thought was crazy. Yeah. Really quickly, the whole Jeff Bezos wedding, it went off without a hitch for the most part. I mean, there were protesters, but boy, so many celebrities there. I mean, they basically were just ruling Venice, huh?
They really were. I mean, from Leonardo DiCaprio, Orlando Bloom, Tom Brady, Oprah Winfrey, Sydney Sweeney. Someone who did not like it, Lauren, was Rosie O'Donnell. She said it made her sick to see all of these billionaires and this just extravagance. She did not like it at all. She was very unhappy. She was not very nice to Lauren Sanchez, and I don't know. It's I think a lot of people like it. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people like seeing the stars together. A lot of people thought it was too much. So
yeah, a little over the top. Yeah, to each their own, right? There you go.
Exactly. There you go.
You can watch TMZ at midnight, 12:30 p.m. Fox 4. TMZ Live airs weekdays at 3 p.m. on More 27. You can find a link to the show at fox4news.com. Thank you, Mike.